Fight!
What's going on, YouTube? It's Hawk, representing Depth the Phone, Suicide Squad, ForceFieldNYC. I'm here to just talk about what happened last week at the KIP NYC release for the Ronnie Fieg, Colette, PUMA collab. Now, one thing I have to say is people were upset because they dropped their apparel the same day as the sneakers, which that was a no-brainer. But if you got upset about that, then I would say then you really need to pay attention to what KIP does. Usually they tend to tweak things at the last minute, and that was the last minute thing, you know, and I have no gripes with that because it didn't make sense for you to be out there for the sneakers one day and then the apparel another day. You know, of course, people do ball on a budget, and they probably wanted both sneakers and they thought they had enough time to save up for their apparel, but it didn't happen that way. You know, some people were able to pick up one sneaker versus picking up both sneakers, you know. Then they had to choose between the Blaze of Glory or the PUMA Displays, which in my eyes, I think the less of the two really stood out, which is the Blaze of Glory. But I'm not here to, you know, review the Blaze of Glory. If you want to see a review of the Blaze of Glory, go check out BZ Kicks on YouTube. He has a full review on that. But I'm here to, you know, review the PUMA Displays. And there was like subtle hits that I did see that stood out, you know, and I have to say that he did a real clean sneaker, but I'm not gonna get too much into the whole conversation right now. I'm just gonna show you some of the things that I seen that stood out, that made the sneaker well worth the money that people was paying, you know. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. It is a Ronnie Fieg collab. It was a capsule, 19, 17 pieces, give or take. But you have to understand, you know, he hasn't did a PUMA display since the coat of arms. So one thing I did see was this. You know, at the heel counter, you seen one that said Colette and the other one said Ronnie Fieg. You know, that was just like two subtle hits. You know, it was letting you know that the collab that they did together, they came together. You know, he incorporated the blue from Colette and the white as well. So I mean, it was a no-brainer, clean sneaker at that. One thing I do want to touch on, you know, if you look at the Ronnies, it was like, you see this right here, the Boston, that right there is letting you know his stamp of approval, and then he also had the KIP. You know, those are like the two subtle hits on the sneaker. You know, it makes it stand out, makes it like, you know, letting you know it's not just a regular release, it's not a GR, it was a collab. And of course the perforated blue nubuck, not too crazy on the material. You know, after I seen it, I was like, you know, I'm okay with it, but at the end of the day, it's not for me. You know, some people were going crazy for it. You have the 3M striping inside. Then you also have the nubuck striping inside for PUMA, you know, cage, and also you got the PUMA displays. You know, one thing I would say about the PUMA displays, sometimes if you don't know how this operates, it tends to get a little tricky. You know, I tell people to go up a half size. Why? Because you want to create your own snug fit, you know. But then again, to each his own. If you went true to size, you know, sometimes you damage the mechanics when it comes to as far as the display. But then again, you know, like I said, it's a real clean sneaker. Footbed, of course, you already seen it says Just Us, which is on the right pair. And on the left pair, you have the Colette. You know, like I said, it's not too crazy, not too much stuff was going on when it came to the sneaker. Of course, you got the Colette here, and then again, like I said, on the strap, you have the Colette here right there. Wasn't too crazy again, you know. Each pair, you know, stood out. You know, the Blaze of Glories for me was okay, but I decided to go with those because these right here, I have a tendency of damaging this. You know, my pair of the COAs, I destroyed them. It's not PUMA, it's me. You know, what are you gonna do? But you know, this is my review on this. If you pick this up, great pickup, great addition. You know, people do follow Ronnie, and he's big in the sneaker community. So I wasn't surprised when people did show up for PUMA. You know, I've been collecting Blaze of Glories for a while, so it was a no-brainer for me why I picked up that model versus the display. But you know, I also picked up like the hoodie. I think the gray hoodie I picked up from, you know, I think it was the Williams hoodie. you know, and I also picked up a blue hat. So, you know, I support as much as I can. Unfortunately, I can't be out at every release or pick up everything because, as you may know, there's so many sneakers coming out and you have to be real picky. And at this point, that's where I'm at. I just choose to be picky. On that note, that's my review. Be on the lookout for a couple more reviews that I have coming along in the next couple of weeks. And with that said, I only have one more thing to say. Thank you, and you know what? Continue to protect your kicks and wear your kicks at all times. Peace.